Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to BBallBreakdown. If you missed it, on Sunday, Coach David Blatt called his player Kevin Love not a max player yet.
You know, if people would look at this team and say LeBron is out, but Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, I mean, they're two max players. They're here.
But that's not a max player yet, is it? Well, what does that mean, Joe?
Well, it means that they're among the top players in the league.
Okay.
So I understand what he's saying because obviously he did sign that max contract sort of. It wasn't 5 years, it was 4. And he for sure will get a max contract this summer. But when you watch how he plays defense, I can see as a motivational tool how Coach Blatt might think that he's not quite there yet and doesn't deserve the max player title. It doesn't really bode well, though, when you have to have a guy who wants to stay in Cleveland and he's not quite getting used as well as he could. Their defense is not very good, so it's more imperative that their offense works as best as it possibly can. And when Kevin Love doesn't get to handle the ball as much like he used to, it might be kind of boring for him to spot up all the time like he's doing. He's not getting a lot of touches at the elbow like we'll show you, and it's a real concern if they have any hope of signing him in the summer. Let's begin by looking at Rick Adelman's offense in Minnesota, where the Wolves would run simple things like a basic pin down where Love could pop out for the mid-range shot. Coach Blatt has also utilized this action to get Love three-point shots on the wing. The Wolves also ran horns with Love at the elbow, and it allowed him to space the floor and let Ricky Rubio do his driving and kicking thing. The Cavs do something similar, but initiate here with a ball screen that turns into a pop out from the top of the circle for the 3-ball. The Wolves would ball screen out of horns, then get a screen for Love popping out for yet another 3. The Cavs get clever at times by having Love set a UCLA cut screen, then a down screen on the weak side before getting a cross screen towards the ball. And with the Wolves, he'd set off-ball screens and the pop out for 3s with nice passes from Ricky Rubio. The Cavs run nice high-low action on Love's post-ups down low if he's fronted, and every so often they'll have him screen the ball out top and pop out when a switch happens. But some of the secret sauce that got Love so many open looks was sending cutters off him after he had the ball. In this pinch post action, it allowed him to use the subtle ball fake to get separation on his jumpers. Elbow touches were a staple of how Love operated, averaging 11.6 of them per game last year, putting him in a two-man game that got him really good looks from 3. This pinch post action put tons of pressure on the defense and was a big reason why Love was so good. Contrast that to the Cavs offense, where he's only averaging 3.2 elbow touches per game, and this is part of the issue with why he's not fitting in so well. The Cavs do run high post splits with Love on the strong side, and you can see how this opens up lots of things. While LeBron gets a good shot and scores, you can see how this would get Love an open 3 as well. I like how Coach Blatt uses his big 3 on the strong side in the high post split, and it gets a mismatch for LeBron, who uses his superior vision to make a great pass to the corner for a Love 3. And on the same play here, you can see how Love's gravity is so strong, it opens up passes in the lane for layups to teammates. Love doesn't have to hand off, instead running a two-man game in the corner with Kyrie, which also gets him a nice shot off the roll. We've already compared how often he got the ball at the elbow last year compared to now, so let's compare his shot distribution. Last year, he posted up 22.9% of the time, for an average of 5.6 per game. This year, he's posting up 27.3% of the time, but that only equates to 4.9 post-ups per game. The reason for the difference is that overall, he used 24.6 possessions per game last year, while this year it's down to 20.2, natural when going to a team with LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. Last year, being able to handle the ball so much, Love only spotted up 15% of the time. Naturally, with LeBron and Kyrie doing much of the ball handling, his spot-ups have spiked. At 78th percentile, Love is doing very well spotting up, despite shooting slightly below average from three-point land. It's not like the offense hasn't been generating good looks for him. He's been averaging 2.1 wide-open three-point looks per game, but he's been only shooting them at 38%, which ranks him 40th out of 64 players who have taken a minimum of 50 wide-open threes this year. Interestingly, he's using a higher percentage of his plays as the roll man compared to last year, but he's been woefully ineffective. It's easy to imagine pick and rolls between Love and LeBron and how many tasty shots they could generate. However, watching LeBron's last 50 pick and rolls on Synergy revealed that Love set exactly 2 of those ball screens. While getting Kevin Love elbow touches seems the most important aspect to improving his offensive game, there is a play Coach Spoelstra ran to Miami that would fit perfectly with the Cavs' big three. When LeBron James would flash middle, Bosh would backscreen for Wade, and all sorts of goodness ensued. He can open up a layup for Wade, and a pop out for Bosh to hit an open jumper. You can imagine this action if they substituted Love and Kyrie for Bosh and Wade. And back in November, we caught the Cavaliers running this play, but it appears that this is the only possession they ever ran it. So in the end, some tweaks need to be made to make Kevin Love more comfortable in the offense, and it will certainly be vital to their success, since we should expect Love to improve on his wide-open three-point shooting, which will serve to balance out their poor defensive play. But even more importantly, having mortgaged the farm to get Kevin Love, the Cavs cannot afford for him to walk after this season, and the winds are whispering that if they can't get him to fit in better, that's exactly what will happen.